a technical issue, but the stream should now be back up. Yeah, this time around you are watching my POV of the race, with Brandon now being the the second commentator for the rest of this race. He's having some connection issues or game issues. I'm not sure what the actual issue is. I guess we'll sort that out after the race. But yeah, I don't think you've missed much. Yeah, no major overtakes haven't been done in those, I think about a lap that we missed now. Yeah, apologies about all the issues we've been having today. Hopefully the rest of the race will now go smoothly. Got El Piloto right behind Chalkers, battling over P6 here. Might be seeing him going for a move. I think Chalkers actually doesn't have DRS as well. So good chance for El Piloto. He's burning DRS and he will go past the McLaren driver. Continues to burn DRS as well, getting close to Jerome up ahead, trying to get into his DRS to actually defend the position as well.
Yeah, I do apologise for what happened there, but it seems like game wasn't handling the stream, so I think it's the Codemaster's fault because it just wouldn't show up and overtake that Felix could see. But we are here now. I can still have Keen had a drone. At the moment, Keen would be winning the race, but not the championship. As Drone is just doing what he has to in order to win.
Indeed, Jerome has to finish at least P7, which he is definitely doing at the moment. We've got one of the Red Bulls, Nick Kenshin, spinning at turn 1 there through Abbey. He's got him going again, but he is now down to last place. Carlsbury currently not able to keep up that pace that he had earlier. So potentially the softs already dying off a little bit after just 4 laps. So yeah, those softs are... yeah, that's a big issue with them. They have a big pace advantage, but it doesn't last for very long. Penalty to It's Coolman there, the Aston Martin driver in P9 right now. First penalty of this race. And now Daniel stood outside of DRS and 2 Ferraris up ahead. So the Ferraris are now in their own little DRS train, with the rest of the grid separated from them. Now Skyline as well with the penalty, second penalty of this race, coming straight after the first one from It's Coolman. Daniel at the moment also out of ERS, or very low on ERS, below 10% there, and burning on the main straight, on the Hamilton straight. So good opportunity for Carlsbury to overtake the Mercedes driver.
Well, that's if his softs are holding up.
Yeah, they seem to be fine for now. He's not losing time to Daniel at least. He's able to stay close. He has much more ERS as well, so I think there is a good chance that Carlsbury gets past him here. Just to check something, the stream isn't actually showing up for me on the PSGL channel. But I am... well, the PlayStation is telling me I'm broadcasting. I hope I'm not having issues as well. That would be majorly annoying.
Well, yeah, Carlsbury is true. I can see that you are still going.
Indeed, Carlsbury has passed Daniel there. Is the stream showing up for you?
Yeah, it is showing up.
Okay, so just an issue on my phone, I guess. Okay, that's good news. Penalty from Michel as well. Next one. Seeing more and more of those penalties coming in now. Yellow flags for Marnix, who spun through the S section, through Maggots and Beckett's. Daniel is now all over Carlsbury, and I think those softs have dropped off now. As he is able to follow him very close, and they're within 2/10 for the entire last sector here.
Keen with the fastest lap. That is something he wouldn't be wanting here if he was to somehow win this championship.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, we're only 7 laps into the race, but Kian is in trouble here, even if he's winning the race. Jerome is right behind him. 3-second gap to the cars behind. So yeah, not looking good for Kian right now. We might end up seeing him do a Lewis Hamilton 2016 Abu Dhabi style backing up of Jerome to get the rest of the field back into contention. I think that would be his best option at the moment, even if it's not particularly sportsmanlike, I would say, but I think it is well within the rules. as long as he doesn't do it in an unsafe manner. But of course, maybe a bit too early to try tactics like that this early on to the race. Couldn't wait for a safety car to get the rest of the field back into the race. Or of course, Jerome with a penalty now!
Oh! Oh!
That could be crucial.
Could be crucial.
Daniel going past Carlsby for P3 as well, flying past him over the hanger straight, and no chance for the Haas driver to defend.
My last question here now is, does Carlsby make a stop when he's went wide there a little? And he hasn't really lost much, but it's probably showing that the softs are just hitting that drop-off point. At the moment, Jerome's penalty will not affect his finishing position, but a safety car would force him to fall down the order. So the big question then is, would he be able to just hang on at the time?
Yeah, penalty like that can be a big factor, especially if this is a late race safety car. Indeed, at the moment he would stay in P2. I think Jerome is pushing as much as he can right now to stay with Kian here. Just wanting to use his teammate's DRS to keep pulling away from the field. Which of course could also be the cause of his penalty, maybe pushing a bit too much there. Jerome is actually on only 3% ERS, while Kian is on 42, so Kian is definitely the faster driver right now. Jerome is having to push and use everything he has to stay with Kian. And Kian is now indeed gotten outside of 1 second. So Kian is doing all he can in this race. He is on his way to win the race early on. Or coming up to the halfway stage. Carlsby almost losing the car there, exiting Chapel. Opportunity for Jerome maybe? No, Carlsby is able to stay ahead for now. But softs have definitely dropped off majorly. I think it's gonna be time for him to pit very soon. Still staying out for at least one more lap, but he's lost DRS to Daniel as well now, so Carlsby really struggling on those softs.
Yeah, he's starting to hold up people here. See, Daniel's broke away. Jerome isn't being given any favours by being held up here. And just need to make a move soon enough. Because if he can do that, then at least he'll have the others off his back.
Yeah, he's gonna get past Carlsby here, I'm pretty sure, but Daniel has now got a 2-second gap between him and the next car. And indeed, Jerome goes past Carlsby and moves into P4. Nick Kenshin with the penalty as well now. Chark is up the inside of El Piloto, side by side into left field, but I think El Piloto with the inside line is able to stay ahead. Michel very close behind, looking to get past him as well on the exit. Down to Cops, is Michel gonna send one up the inside? That would be a very ambitious move, but decides to Chark now tries it against El Piloto, but he does block him off. Chark is up the inside, very close to contact, but brilliant racing to do with them. Space being left. Still side by side, going into Maggots Beckett. Michel almost making contact with Charkers as well, entering the corner, but able to avoid it. Great racing show between those three there. As they are being held up by Carlsby here. El Piloto is going to try and pass the Haas driver now. Down into Stowe, and he goes up the inside. El Piloto does get the move done. We've got Charkers and Michel having battled as well. Michel goes wide and Nico slips through. Nico up into P8 as well now. Charkers going to potentially dive bomb Carlsby here. And he doesn't quite commit, but he's still side by side with him. Carlsby stays in P3. Coolman, I think, is lost in the background. Oh, Michel, sorry. Carlsby going wide on the last corner, and Charkers now up the inside into turn 1, into Abbey. Is he gonna get past here? Yes, he is. Carlsby getting passed by Nico as well. Carlsby's losing so many positions right now. Those softs are completely gone. You can even see the tire wear on the tire visually. Almost spinning as well, yeah, getting into grass a little bit there, and Mike is gonna get very close to him soon as well. I think it's time for Carlsby to pit.
2 laps too late. If he pit maybe at the end of lap 7, I think he would have done alright. But now he's just going to be driving around a very bad Haas. And it's not an equal Haas now, it would probably more feel like a 2021 realistic Haas with the lack of grip.
Yeah, you can see how slow he's going through Cops there, and how close Mike is now getting into the into Maggots and Beckett. And he's having to go down to 8th gear, and Carlsby's off! Carlsberg has gone off through Magus Beckett, but he's rejoined the track ahead of his teammate Elliott, but he's not going to let him pass. Oh, it's gonna puncture!
He's went too far.
Niklas Beuter passes him there on the grass as well. Yeah, now Carlsberg is losing positions left, right and center. Down to P12, Lynx will go past him here as well easily. Carlsberg probably gonna let Instrument pass as well before he pits. Whoa! As they both go into the pit lane, very close between them, almost making contact. Mike, Niklas Beuter, Carlsberg and Instrument all into the pits.
I don't think Krugman wanted to pit. No, he's retired now. But
yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Carlsberg forced him into the pits there on accident.
But I think Carlsberg, he had no choice. Otherwise, it would have been a hazard on track if he had stayed out. So at the moment now, with all that going down, it's put Carlsberg down the order. But he's lucky enough that puncture didn't happen at the start of the lap, because at least then he didn't lose too much.
Yeah, I think it happened when he initially went off through Magus and Beckett, so about halfway through the second sector. Could have definitely been worse for him. But yeah, I think he should have put it earlier. But that's, well, I guess that proves the absolute limit for soft tires is 9 laps. Any longer than that and you're gonna get a puncture. So I think we'll be seeing most drivers using the mediums for the second stint, or the hards if they are running on the medium right now. El Piloto is close to Itch-Brown, but doesn't quite go for the move this time around. Potentially setting up a move later on into the race, maybe on the next lap. I think he is close enough to Itch-Brown to try it if he wants to. Of course, maybe the two of them also trying to work together to catch S60 Daniel could be an option as well, if they want to go for the podium. Marnik's now in the pit lane. I believe this is a scheduled pit stop. Yeah, 10 laps on mediums does seem about right. Although, well, his tire graphics says 10 laps and we're on lap 12, so I'm not sure how that works. But, yeah, Marnik's now the first one of the medium runners in the pits. Nick Kenshin as well in the same lap. So those guys will now be boxing onto hard compound tires. Chalka's close to Nico as well. Nico actually low on ERS. Below 10%, you can see the flashing red light, and if you go on board, yeah indeed, he is below 10%. Chalka's not much more either, he's about 15% at the moment. So I don't think we'll be seeing him making a move anytime soon. Unless Nico makes a mistake or has some, maybe he has some higher wings than Chalka, sorry. Which Chalka's could use to get past him. We'll see, I guess, as they go onto the hangar straight. El Piloto, meanwhile, is he close enough to Itch-Brown? I don't think he is. Chalkas is not trying it either. We've got Lynx and DRS to Michel as well, but not close enough. Jano, meanwhile, about 6 tenths behind them, fighting over P11. Is he close enough to go for a move? He's opening DRS, of course. Burning some of his ERS, but he doesn't have much, so he's not gonna go for a move either. Carlsberg is actually on mediums.
I mean, fair enough. I suppose they won't puncture.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I would expect him to go for hards. Is he doing a soft to medium here? Is he gonna go for? He's gonna, I mean, it's something to try. I guess after that puncture, he doesn't have much to lose, does he?
He doesn't have much to lose. He may as well try moving himself up and hope that DRS helps him out.
I mean, he is risking a second puncture in this race, which
well, where else is he really going to go?
Good point.
I have to say, this has probably been a very, very good performance from Keane. There's been no mistakes so far, and he has cleared away from Jerome, who is also then well clear of Daniel. So it looks like Jerome, he will still be able to take second place by virtue of that. He should be our drivers' champions.
Yeah, the moment Jerome is definitely the drivers' champion. So and he's well clear of the P7 that he has to get as well. I'm not sure who had the fast lap. Who has the fast lap right now? I guess we can have a quick look. Kian has a fast lap, so yeah, maximum points for Kian as of now, which would mean that Jerome has to finish P6 or above to win the title. Lux is now in the pit lane, the first driver on the hards to do so. Zem following him in, so 2 drivers on the same lap. Carlsby now is going to pass Nicholas Beuter here for P13. Now chasing down Mike up ahead. I believe Mike will be P10 on track after the after he passes 2 drivers in the pits right now. So Carlsby is chasing down the last points paying position. Of course, could be moving up further after more people make their pit stops.
That is true. It looks like this might not be the worst thing for Carlsby. He can try and make something of the race.
Yeah, points are potentially still on offer for Carlsby if those tires do go to the end, but I think it's a risk to go that early for mediums. But I guess that's why he went for the soft, why he extended the soft stint for so long. He wanted to do a soft medium.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to go for pure pace and hope the tires will hold. See, first time it didn't hold, but maybe these mediums can hold. As Keane is into the pit lane. So, obviously Jerome going round again, presumably for making the stop in the next lap.
El Piloto going from undercard on into Jerome. Daniel as well in the pits on the same lap as those two. Behind him, Nico and Schalke as well, so yeah, lots of hard runners in the pits now. It's Jerome and FER Jerome, the only two I believe who have been who are staying out at the moment. Jano actually also in the pits, so indeed, only those two in the front still out. And this could lose some people some time actually, maybe some yeah, being blocked by people in the fast lane, can't exit their pit boxes, we'll see. Kian will be in free air as he needs the pit lane, so if he gets those tires warm quickly, he should be able to stay well out of the DRS range to his teammate, which would be crucial of course for the fight for the race win.
Indeed. See Keane now out. Not going too bad for him here. He just needs to make sure this start of the second stint isn't like the one last week, which arguably cost him his shot at the championship.
Yeah, of course Kian is now in free air, which well, I guess destroys any chance of that happening again, thankfully for him. Lynx going past Mike for P9 now, as Mike on those hard tires, of course. Pace disadvantage, especially this early on into the stint. Those mediums will be much faster. Michel as well, same thing, goes past Niklas Beuter. Looked like he went wide there, but I think that was just some lag. Jerome now with a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits. Another penalty for Jerome, and this could be big. This could be big. 8 seconds of penalties.
However, who's actually going to be within this 8 seconds? A safety car would throw this into disarray for Jerome. But
I think he'll be within 8 seconds of Jerome and Daniel at least. I'm not sure.
Well, that would be 2 positions dropped, so that would be P1, P4.
We'll have to wait and see where he is after his pit stop. Of course, he should be in P2 behind Kian. That's where he was before the pit stop, and then he was quite far ahead of Daniel. So yeah, indeed, P2 on track for FER Jerome. What about Daniel Jerome? Daniel went for the undercut, and it has worked out. It stays in P3.
Yeah. Lynx is now still on fastest lap, so that does hamper Keane slightly, but he should be able to. Yeah, as he's doing, well, Jerome's doing some weaving.
Yeah, Jerome's getting those tires warm. And when he has a 6-second gap to Daniel, and then 1.6 more to Jerome El Piloto. So I think right now, Jerome is in P8? No, not P8, P5, apologies, with 8 seconds. So he will drop down to P5, which isn't enough for Kian to win a championship. But still, 8 seconds of penalties. If there's a safety car, he is in big trouble.
Indeed he is, as even people with a penalty could jump him. Because I see they won't have a 5 attached to the tree.
Just to confirm, opening the penalty graphic, 8 seconds for FER Jerome. The only driver with more is Michel, who just got his 4th penalty of the race, so he's got 12 now. So those two will definitely lose some positions. I don't think Jerome... Actually, he is quite close to getting those 8 seconds to Daniel already, so if there's no safety car, he might still end up on the podium, or even in P2. Kian gets back the fast lap. That's one more point for him in this title fight.
Someone off. That's Sem's off. He's hit the wall. His wing has managed to...
Safety car!
Safety car!
Oh no! This is the worst possible scenario for FVR Tyrone.
Eno's fuming. This is basically a Williams crashing at the back.
Zem is on Latif and he's still in the race as well. He hasn't even DNF'd. So I'm surprised the safety car even came out. It had just a broken front wing for Zem.
But the wing got put up on the wall. So now he's retired from. But Jerome must be fuming. I think he's now got a big decision to make. Do I pit and get this guy removed? Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think this might be a good option for Tyrone to get the to go into softs. They should last. Yeah, Carlsby did 9 laps, and the 10th lap they got a puncture. We've got 9 laps to go. Of course, 1 or 2 laps in the safety car as well for Tyrone. So I'm thinking the best thing to do for him is to go for softs, drop down to probably like P13, 14, behind, either in front or behind Jano, I think, but in the head of Skyline.
I think he'll file out in between this bunch.
He's staying out!
He's gambling on this.
It's a very long pit lane, of course. I think about 30 seconds of time loss under green flags. Bit less than a safety car, obviously.
Maybe this penalty was... some penalty here was unfair. We don't know.
We've got Carlsby in the pit. So Carlsby, is he going back to softs? Is he doing it again? This time around with maybe a bit more luck. Niklas Beuter in the pits as well. Let's see, Jano in the pit, so 3 people. I assume going for softs. Skyline actually seems to be on AI as he's ghosting and his AI is staying out, so hopefully this AI will not cause issues for the other people behind him. Indeed, softs for Carlsby, Niklas Beuter, and I assume Jano as well as we see him pulling into the pit box. Softs for the AlphaTauri. So yeah, from P13 to P17, everyone is on fresh, soft tires, so look out for those guys. You might be seeing them jump up quite a few places early on into the restart.
So, now this is all flipped on its head.
There is a realistic chance that Kian wins the title now.
Tyrone has made 2 crucial errors that may have cost him. So at the moment, if we get Tyrone here, he's about half a second behind Keane, let's say. So with 8 seconds of penalties, that would drop him out of the point. But obviously then we do have to apply...
Yeah, of course, on the safety car, so I think it's a bit early to calculate the position loss based on the penalty right now.
I know, but for the sake of just looking at the mathematics, what he'd have to do...
He has to, well, I think Kian will not keep the fastest lap, so because some people are on soft, so they should be able to beat this lap time. So I'm thinking the scenario is that Kian will likely win the race without the fastest lap, which means Tyrone has to finish, well, I think he also will not have fast laps, so I think Tyrone has to finish at least P7 in this scenario. Indeed. Yeah, Tyrone has to finish at least P7 if neither of them have the fastest lap and Keane wins the race. So the crucial thing for him is this man right here, Truckers in P7, or anyone else who might overtake him. This is who he has to gap by 8 seconds in the last, well, only 7 laps of racing I think it will be. Maybe even less depending on how long the safety car takes. He is gonna have to hope for a miracle, I think. I think Kian is very much on his way to winning the title. Which is not something I would have expected going into this race.
Only way this turned out good for him is if... oh, the only thing that could really... that would have been alright is if this safety car come out 2 or 3 laps later and everyone pitted for softs. In that case, he would have got his penalty removed and he wouldn't have lost out so much.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to lose the positions by pitting for softs. He would have been probably ahead of car speed right now. So P13, and you have to overtake quite a few cars. Of course, can be dangerous as well. Incidents can happen very quickly when going through the field. So he didn't want to take that risk, I assume. Of course, also the risk of a puncture late into the race. We did see Carlsberg getting one when he was starting on the softs. So Jerome has decided he's gonna try to make up the 8 seconds that he has to make up. And this is a big task for the Ferrari driver. Safety car in this lap. We are ready for the title showdown.
Yeah. Keane, it's now in your hands. If you're arguably the best way for him to win this title is to back Jerome up into everyone else. But
that comes with its own risk as well. He could be overtaken by the likes of Jerome himself, Daniel, El Piloto.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous strategy, but maybe a worthwhile strategy still. Let's see when Kian will restart the race. He's still warming up the tires. The safety car is back in the pit, so he can go any moment. I think he's going. It does look like he's going. Not quite. Yeah, now he's going. Kian has restarted the race. Good restart from Kian. Immediately gotten ahead of Jerome. Daniel not close enough to him as well. We've got Michel losing positions immediately. In the background. No position changes within the top 10 though. Everybody has kept it clean.
Michel rounding again, so not great for them.
I think Skyline cost the guys on soft some time. It's Carlsby and the rest of the softs are way behind the field. Oh well, more than a second. Carlsby's already caught up to them once again, of course. Those softs, big advantage. I think Carlsby will be seeing him, flying through the field earlier on. You can see how much he's just closed up in the braking zone on Mike.
It will be interesting to see how people like Carlsby affect this one.
Carlsby, I think, is going to go for a move on Mike here, down into Corps, up the inside. Gets past before the corner. I think Mike is going to have to concede this position indeed. Carlsby goes past him.
Yeah, so that is your state of play. The key thing for Jerome here is just going to be about 5 seconds ahead of those with penalties, because that will be an easier task than the 8 he'll have to cover in order to beat out the people without a penalty.
Yeah, Jerome has to give everything he has. He has to push as hard as possible. Maybe get past Kian if he tries to hold him up as well. Although of course Kian has been proven to be the fastest driver right now, so if Jerome gets past him he can just attack him again. And if they start battling, of course, that's also bad for Jerome. So yeah, Jerome is in big trouble here. He's gonna have to find some way to gain 8 seconds, while also keeping it clean, not pushing too hard. Getting even more penalties, or potentially a spin or something of the like would be the end of his championship for sure.
At the moment, he would drop down to about P10. So
the soft runners could be crucial in this as well, as they would likely be even faster than Jerome, so I don't think he has any chance of getting these guys if they get to the field. Speaking of which, Jano has spun! Jano has lost it, and the exit of left, we just saw him, and he used reset and track as well there. As Manes gets past Mike as well going into Cops. Goes wide slightly, might be a warning for him there. Carlsby is on the back of Lynx already. Carlsby looking to get up into P9 here, of course, recovering from that early puncture that he had. Jerome already a second away from Kian, but also a second away from Daniel. Or maybe just hanging on to that 1 second to Kian. If he gets DRS from his teammate, that would be important for him. Can use it to pull a gap.
Yeah, he may have to use it, whatever is remaining of that ERS. He does that, then he can help himself. Keane is now grab fastest lap. That does make Keane's chances of winning this championship a little better.
Yeah, Keane getting fast laps, even though the guys on softs, the guys on the back on soft. So Keane, great lap times from him. Doesn't seem like he will keep that fast lap. So in that case, Jerome actually has to finish P6 or above to win the title. Even more difficult for him.
He is getting close to gapping Nico and Chalker with their penalties. If he can do that, it will be a step. but he's already. It's looking very, very tight here, and if anyone crashes now, he could be in a lot of trouble.
I mean, of course, even if he gets Nico and Chalkos with their penalties, Elliott, Lynx, Cardsby are not far behind, and those guys don't have penalties. So, yeah, it's very difficult for Jerome. Of course, we've got this one big DRS train right now as well, from P1 to P13. El Piloto with a 3-second penalty, but Nico is spun! Nico's in the wall!
Oh, that's given the position up.
And another safety car!
Oh,
Another safety car in this race! Nico's got no front wing, so we have to pit for fresh softs.
There's only one way he's winning this now.
He has to box for soft. He has to box for soft. He cannot pull an 8-second gap.
Oh, no, Keen's staying out.
El Piloto is passing him in the pits! And Trevor's got another penalty!
Nah, that'll be removed.
And so is Marnix. Jerome's got a penalty for speeding. I'm not sure if El Piloto hit him and caused him to speed. El Piloto passed him going into the pit lane.
That's
the old move that we saw made by Sebastian Vettel in China 2016 as well.
Yeah.
Jerome now serving that 5 seconds.
Where is he dropping to now?
P14 it looks like.
Oh, he's had to stop in the pit lane. He's 14th with 8 seconds of penalties. Yeah, this is very much Keen's title to lose now.
I mean, you're saying that the penalty of Jerome might be removed the next 5 seconds he got. I'm not sure if he sped on his own or if El Piloto hit him.
El Piloto might have had something to do with it, so...
So I guess we can keep that in mind, that there is the possibility for Jerome to go back down to 3 seconds of penalties. But yeah, right now he's on 8 once again. I mean, Kian must be surely under so much pressure right now. He was thinking he has no chance going into this, and now everything has gone right for him. He has the chance to win the title. Jerome is in P14. 0 points for Jerome right now. 17 for Kian.
Well, Jerome, he simply needs to make overtakes, but he's not got much time. And one mistake here, he'll be completely out of it. No matter what may have happened in the pits there.
Of course, you can still hope for maybe Daniel to attack Kian for the race win. Safety car looks like it's staying out for one more lap, so even less time for Jerome to make up those positions. It will only be 2 racing laps, lap 25 and lap 26 in this race. That is all the time. Oh, Jerome?
Pitting. He's getting his penalty removed.
But that would put him down even further.
Call. A little further, but he would have been put down further anyways. He may as well take the pain now and try to carve his way through.
Penalty for Nick Henson there for collision with Mike. Yeah, Jerome is gonna have to pull an absolute masterclass if he wants to win this title now. He is down in last place, or maybe P16, I'm not sure. Yeah, P16 he will be ahead of Nico. And he needs, if Kian keeps the last lap, he needs P6. This will be a mountain to climb for Jerome in only 2 laps. Can he somehow do it? He has to throw everything at it.
And he needs P6.
He is gonna be throwing caution to the wind. He will be going for every possible move, I believe.
Like, can you actually pull that amount of moves off?
The thing is also, he has no real tire advantage. I mean, from P10 downwards, everyone is on the same tires as him. The people who are actually gonna be slower than him by a significant amount, well, Skyline, but he's on AI. That could be an issue as well. Skyline will likely have a very slow restart since he's on AI. Yeah, so the first person will actually be significantly slower than him. Maybe Nicholas Boiter on the old softs, Michel on the mediums. Michel has spun! Michel down to P12.
He had a
13 even, 14. Oh, I think we've got some yeah, the glitch where people have to let each other through more than once. Oh, this is horrible for FVR Drone. He's losing more time now. Hopefully these guys can get back up on the safety car. Some chaos going on in the back here. But the safe guy has been called in. And it's OP Kian who will restart the race. With Daniel right behind him.
Got 5, that could be removed to be fair. But anything is a benefit here.
Up the
So
penalties for the rest of this race. And there we go. Kian, let's see when he goes. When will he restart this race? As he heads into the final corner, I'm trying to get a good camera angle, but I'm not getting one, so I guess we'll just stay on the onboard for now. Kian is gone. Daniel is very close to him though. Daniel could try and win this race. He has a good chance at overtaking Kian. In the back we've got the Haas and McLaren going side by side, Carlsby and Lynx. But Kian has defended from Daniel for now. But can Daniel go past him on the next lap? What is Jerome doing? Jerome is already trying to get past Jano here up the inside, as well as Nick Kenshin, I believe that is. And Jerome up into P14, 2 moves done. But he needs so much more. He needs P6 in this race. What about the front? What is Daniel doing? Is Daniel attacking Kian?
Voigt is slow. He's AI. Or something's happened to him. So Jerome could get that place.
Jerome is chasing down the cars ahead. Doesn't have much time. Will Jerome get up into P60? That's what he needs to do. Of course, fast lap.
So, was McLaren off? This link Dawkins was a bit off there. There's now McLaren going. It backed off, so.
Jerome is already up into P12 now as he's going to pass the eye of Skyline here, and he's right behind Michel, which would be P11. Oh, he gets so close through the axle of Chapel using ERS now. This should be P11 for Jerome's El Piloto passes. G-Shark is a P4. We're staying on board with Jerome here. This is crucial for the championship. Can Jerome? He's gonna go up the inside into Cops. What a move! Oh, sorry, into Stowe by Jerome up the inside, sending it on the brakes. So much commitment. And this could be a title-winning move if he gets a few more positions. He will end up in P9 at the moment, I believe, which isn't enough for him. He needs even more than this. This is an impossible task for Jerome, I would say. Carlsby with a penalty as well. Michel with another penalty. Nick Kenshin retiring in the pits there. It looks like he will win the race. Daniel is not close enough to go for a move. And Jerome has to make, well, another, I think, 4 overtakes or 5 overtakes to win the championship here. It's all coming down to the last lap. El Piloto getting past each Jerome for the podium, but El Piloto does have that 8-second penalty.
More penalties, so that guarantees him at least a point. Although Nicolas Boita, if he sneaks back up there, he could play a part still. Daniel's now got 3, so that confirms that Keane wins this race.
Yeah, but we're still above Jerome here. Marnix letting Jerome pass, as, well, for some reason, Jerome is up into P10 now. He will jump Mike and El Piloto on penalties, but that's it. Jerome is looking at a P8 here. I think it's on. I think it's on for Kian. Kian is on his way to win the title. As he goes into the last corner, one more braking zone for Kian. Will it be the championship for Kian out of nowhere from 12 points behind? As Kian goes in the final corner and over the line, it's going to be a race win for Silverstone. For Kian in Silverstone. Carlsby has spun! Carlsby has spun on the last corner, and Jerome is only in P8! Carlsby stayed ahead of him, and Kian has done it! Kian is your season 31 F6 champion. What a finale that was! Wow! I have never seen a comeback like this in the last race. Kian, take a bow, son. Amazing performance from him today. And how gutting that must be for Jerome to lose the title in this manner. It was almost wrapped up.
Only thing that would change is a penalty removal. So I will say this provisional now, in case we do see any penalty removals or other penalties apply.
Yeah, there is of course a possibility of the steward support changing this, considering that Jerome only needs 2 more positions, so if he gets his 3-second penalty removed, or if people love him get penalties, it could still be a title for Jerome. But as of right now, Kian has done it! I would have never expected this to happen going into this race. I was ready to commentate on a Jerome title today, but Kian has pulled it back. And there we go, full race results. Kian P1 with the fast lap ahead of FL, Jerome and Lynx in P3. Elliott in P4, Daniel P5, Charkers P6, Casby just about staying in P7 after having spun the final corner. Jerome down in P8, not enough for him. Yeah, he needed P6. So if he gets his 3 second removed, he would be in P6, so exactly where he needs to be. That is worth mentioning. Jan on P9, El Pilor completes the top 10 as we run out of time to get everyone else. Wow! So, well, I have to say it again to believe in myself. Kian has pulled back a 12-point lead with only a point system for 16
Oh,
points for a race win.
news. We have news. Jerome says, I can probably get my penalty removed.
Oh yeah, so it could end up being decided in the steward's office here, which I never want to see anything like that. But of course, that will have to
Oh,
definitely take some time. So yeah, well, I guess we'll get an update in the coming days.
we
But
get.
as of now, Kian wins the title. Jerome is in second place. And on top of that, FL Jerome did beat SXT Daniel to third place, I believe, in the Drivers' Championship as well. I think you had commentated on that battle during qualifying. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say anymore. It's been an amazing race, an amazing title fight, an amazing season here in F6. It's been an honor to commentate on this division this season, and I believe I can speak for both of us when I say that, yeah?
Yep, said it perfectly. And if you want to get involved in this action, you can go and sign up for season 32. Ideally, if you want to go to Discord, where it should be able to find the link for that somewhere on the PSGL YouTube channel. Well, you can check the description there for the Twitter and Discord. You'll be able to find out information on the calendar as well for season 32, which will begin on the week of 6th to 10th of November at Spain in Barcelona. So if you want to do your sign-ups, which will open for the rest of PlayStation, will have opened, I believe. Well, actually, they will sign up if you haven't already been involved on the 13th of October. So make sure to tune
Indeed.
in for that.
They open up on the 13th of October and close on the 20th of October, so you have 1 week to do your sign up, with the deadline for the evaluation that you have to do being the 21st of October. So yeah, if you want to get involved, you should join the Discord. Link is in the description, and then you can on the channel Season 33 read this info, as well as Season 33 calendar, where you can see the dates and the information on how to sign up. Yeah, you can go through those channels and sign up for PSGL. So have racing like what we've seen today. I think it's been a great advertisement for the league, and of the driver's skill level as well. I would not be surprised if we see both Kian and Jerome, as well as some of the other guys that have been very impressive in this season. Of course, Jerome and Kian have taken the spotlight, but I think the likes of Daniel, El Piloto, um, um, the other Jerome, it's Jerome, of course, as well. Carlsby has done some great strategy decisions as well. I think we've seen many drivers in this division impress a lot. Of course, Kian and Jerome being the main ones. So I think we'll be seeing some of those guys in higher divisions. Especially Kian and Jerome, I think, will end up in somewhere
Well,
around the F2 division, maybe even
Jerome
F1.
is.
I've been very impressed by both of them.
Well, there we are. That is season 31. Honestly, we'll probably know in the coming days who won the title, but just all I have to say is thank you all for having me here, and hopefully we'll be able to see more of this action next season, whatever tier we're commentating on.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it, and I'll be ending the stream now. So yeah, goodbye, and yeah, I can recommend as well the F1 division, as well as some other divisions should have started about 20 minutes ago, so it'll be just done with qualifying. So if you go over there now, you should be able to catch the start of the race. So yeah, I recommend going over there. But for now, I'll end the stream, and I guess see you again next season for more action in F6 or whatever division I end up commentating in, as well as Brendan. Yeah, bye bye.
Alright, thank you.